Hey guys, welcome to Fitness with Sawyer. I'm Sawyer from Patch 21 in Spencer, West Virginia. Today we're going over some real simple stretches. Most of these are going to be static stretches, which means you're going to be standing still and not moving too much. And then we're going to do one dynamic stretch, which means you're moving around a little bit more. You can walk from point A to point B, for example, and that'll be a dynamic stretch. And we're just doing stretches because it's been a long time since we did one of these. So some of you might have not done any exercise like from this time. Hopefully you have. If you haven't, that's alright. But we're just going to work on our flexibility and just try to get back into the swing of things. Being flexible is really important even if you're not planning on exercising every single day, because if you're walking, you still need some flexibility. If you drop something, you need to pick it up. You need some flexibility just so you don't injure yourself. And yeah, we're going to go right into it. Throughout all of this, go at your own pace. You know your body the best. So if you're doing this with someone, for example, and they're doing a little bit more than you, if you want to try to do it, go for it. But it's better to do too little than too much. If you do too much, you hurt yourself, especially with stretching. If you do too little, you might not get a full workout in, yet you're not hurting yourself. So we're going right into it with shoulder stretches. And this is just where you're putting one arm over the other like this. So for me, my left arm is straight up in a fist. And then my right arm is behind my left arm. And so my left arm is pulling towards me, while my right arm is pushing against it. And you're going to hold that for 10, 15, 20 seconds. If you want to hold it for a full minute, go for it. And the harder you push against each other, the more stretch you're going to feel. And remember to breathe while you're doing this. So breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in, and then breathe out. We're going to switch sides. So same concept, just different sides now. So now my right arm is the one straight up. My left arm is the one pushed across my chest, and they're pushing against each other once again. If you can see, my right arm's forearm is against my left elbow, and that's really the parts where it's connecting and pushing against each other. And once again, you're just going to hold this for however long you like, but if you however long you held it on one side, you want to hold it for the same amount of time on the other side. So if you did 10 seconds on the other way, you want to do 10 seconds this way, 15, 20, 30, and so on. You get the concept? So next we're going to do overhead stretches. We're kind of working our way down the body. So we're starting with like our torso, our arm area. We're going to work our way down to our core, and we're going to work our way down to our legs to have these stretches. So for the overhead, you're going to hold your hands either way. It doesn't really matter. You're just going to hold each other. And they're going above your head, and you're going to lean to one side. And you're going to lean one side. And as you can see, my body's kind of bending. And you should feel it down. So I'm bending towards my left side. I'm feeling the burn down my right side because that's the muscle we're stretching here. And as you can see, my hips are going the opposite way. Now if you want your arms straight up like that, if you want them a little bent, that's alright, either or. And the farther you move your hips the direction, the more of the stretch you're going to feel. But we're going to do the same thing now on the other way. So my hips went right there. My hips are going left this time. And my arms and my hands are going to the right. So just like this. And you once again, however long you held it on one side, you're holding it for the same amount of time on the other. And I'm just going to reiterate this from earlier. Flexibility is really important. If you're not that flexible, that's okay. You can work on that at any time, really. If you have some downtime, or if you got up from the couch to use the bathroom, you can just stretch while you're walking to the bathroom, for example. And the stretch you can use for that is lunges, because that's the dynamic stretch I was talking about. So you get to wherever you're starting. Let's say I just got up from the couch, going to take a bathroom break, and you're on lunge forward. So that's just where you're stepping forward, leaning on one leg, and like really leaning into it. Try to keep your back straight. You can hold it if you want, or if you just don't want to hold it, you can lunge. Wait a second, and then take a few more steps, and then you go lunge again. I'm going to hold it a little bit longer because I can't walk out as far. And so like I said, for these stretches, really, you can, if you're wanting to go get something from the kitchen, got up from the couch, whatever, you can really do it from point A to point B. That way you're still stretching, because flexibility is really important no matter what you're doing in life. So pretend I walked all the way down, walked back, going again. You should feel this one in your legs and in your hip area. You might even feel it in your back if you're keeping your back straight. Now for these, you can do time intervals, kinda, if you're walking. Like I said, kinda, because if you're walking, you obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you walk some more. Oops. Make sure you keep your balance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you walk some more. But if you don't want to walk and you just want to do stationary, you can just do what I'm doing and stand. You count it out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can just switch legs. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that was our more dynamic stretch that I was telling you guys about in the beginning. Now we're going to work on beauty queens. So you're sitting on the floor for this one. And so beauty queens is one leg is straight out. So for me, it's my left leg. Right leg is going on top of it, bent like this. And I'm pushing against it. I'm twisting my back. Remember, breathe while you're doing it. So breathe in. And then breathe out. So this has a very similar concept to the shoulder stretch, because the leg that's bent over top, the leg that's flat straight out. So in my case, my right leg is the one on top. It's pushing against my left arm, and my left arm is pushing against my right leg. So very similar concepts. And now we're going to switch sides. So same thing. Now my right leg is out. Left leg's bent over top. Right arm is going to push against the left leg. And I'm twisting my back. Breathe in. And then breathe out. However long you hold it on one side, hold it for the same amount of time on the other. Alright, so now we're going to do butterflies. These ones are pretty straightforward. You're just sitting on the ground. You're going to bring your feet together, your soles of your shoes together. You're going to put your hands to basically cup your feet together also. And you're bringing your feet as close to you as possible. And you can use your hands to help you. And then matching elbows are touching matching knees. And try and push them to the ground, or as close as they can get. And then you're trying to keep your back straight up too. You don't want to be all hunched over. So you want your back straight, your feet together, hands holding your feet together. Bring it into your center. And you're just going to hold it for however long you can. 10, 15, 20 seconds, 30. For these, you can't alternate sides. So if you've been holding it for just 10 seconds, if you want to hold it for 20 seconds instead, so you get two sides in, so to say, that works. But if you don't want to do that, if you just want to do the same amount of time you have been doing for the rest, that works too. This is the last stretch though I have for you guys today. So after this, I'm going to wrap everything up. If you want to keep going through them and just keep cycling for a few times, go for it. That'll be a set. So for example, we'll start with shoulder stretch, work our way back down to this. That'll be one set. If you want to do multiple sets, just rinse and repeat. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today on the mat. Remember, stay hydrated, and if stretching, it's really cool. You can just do it anytime. If you can be sitting down and you can stretch. If you're walking from point A and point B, you can do some lunges, for example. And flexibility is really important. That's why stretching is really important. I'm Sawyer. I hope to see you guys next time.